Hi and welcome. My name is Elvira Boulet. I'm the Boulet part of the Dimitrov Boulet piano duo. I'm going to be doing a series of music fundamental classes here on YouTube. And this video is going to be about reading double flats and double sharps. Now, before diving right into double flats and double sharps, I want to quickly review with you the theory behind flats and sharps. So our piano, it consists of whole and half tones. So let's take a look at those right now. Once you know them, they're pretty easy to find. So if we start at the C, our half tone is the black key over here. One more half tone is the next white key. In other words, from the C to the D is a whole tone, from the C to the C sharp is a half tone, from the C sharp to the D is a half tone as well. So that's all pretty straightforward until, you see, half tone, half tone. It's all pretty straightforward until we come to the E. Between the E and the F is no black key, as you see. That means that between the E and the F is a half tone. Between the F and the F sharp is again a half tone, that's just a black key, half tone, half tone, half tone, half tone, half tone, until again we come to the B and the C. There's no black key in between here, which means that this is a half tone as well. Now that's important to know because for sharps and flats we need to know all the half tones of the piano. And for double flats and double sharps, we of course also need to know these half tones. Now that I've refreshed your memory, let's take a look at double flats and double sharps. Let's review. When we see a normal flat, let's try it with a B flat. Whenever we see a B flat, we take the B and we go half a step to the left. Now with a double flat, it's pretty simple. You're gonna do the same thing as with the usual flat. So when you see a B and a double flat, instead of going only one half to the left, you're gonna go one more half to the left. A double flat is actually going down, going to the left one whole tone. So a normal flat is going to the left a half tone, going down a half tone, but a double flat is going down a whole tone, which means that if we see a B double flat, we're actually playing an A. Now I know the question you're gonna ask me. Why on earth would you write, why on earth be so complicated? Why would you write a B double flat if you just mean an A? I know, it's a valid question, but it actually has a bit of a complex answer. So in musical harmonics, if you understand a bit about that, the B double flat has a different function, a very different function than an A. And I could get into the complexities of why exactly that is. However, I think it's absolutely unnecessary to have this kind of knowledge if all you want to do is play piano. This knowledge is not going to help you play better piano. Learning to read double flats and sharps is. For my students, I always compare it to a grammar rule. You know, if you need to learn a language, you need to learn the grammar rules and you need to stick to them. You don't need to know why they're there, but you do need to know them. So if you're wondering why they're writing so complex to write a B double flat instead of an A, just remember, it's one of the grammar rules of music. All you have to do is learn to read them. And we're well on our way with that. Let's take a look at reading a double sharp now. So for a double sharp, we're gonna do exactly the same thing, except when you see a sharp, you go half a tone to the right, half a tone upwards. So for example, if we're seeing an F double sharp, what we're going to be doing is we're going to go one whole tone to the right, which makes us play the G. But we don't call it the G, we call it the F double sharp in this case. Now that you know what to do when you see either a double flat or a double sharp, let's take a look at some pieces in which double flats and double sharps are used. The first piece we're going to take a look at is the Rachmaninoff, the Elegie. Come take a look at the score with me. And by the way, if you are wondering where I take my scores from, well, I actually usually buy them, but the scores that I'm showing you in this example, I take for free from the imslp.org. It is a wonderful website in which you can find pretty much any score you want for free. Okay, so this is a very beautiful piece. And let's take a look over here where we're seeing our first double flats. We're seeing a E written with two flats. Let's take a look, make sure you find the right E on the right octave. It's this E over here. So a double flat means we go one tone lower, which means one tone to the left, which means we're actually playing our D. We don't call it a D, we call it an E double flat. And let's take a look at our second double flat, which is this E over here. So if we have a double flat, we're going one tone down, going one tone to the left, which means also here we're playing our D. Let's take a look at how this passage sounds now. The next piece I'm gonna take a look at is a mazurka from Chopin. It's gonna be Mazurka Opus 7 and number 3. While Rachmaninoff was really for very advanced players, this piece by Chopin you can actually play if you're an intermediate player. Okay, let's take a look at our score. Here, if we take a look at this bar over here, we see our double flat. Also in this bar, it's the same chord. And let's try it out now on the piano. It's a B double flat, which means from the B we go down a whole tone and we're playing the A. This is our B double flat. Now let's take a look at how that sounds. Okay, now let's take a look at our pieces with double sharps. For my first piece with double sharp, I've chosen a very famous Nocturne by Chopin. It's very beautiful and also suitable for intermediate players. Okay, so our double sharp, we already see here in the second bar and here in the fourth bar as well. Let's take a look at that now. So make sure that you very carefully look in front of which note the double sharp actually is written. So as you see, the double sharp is between the first and the second line, which means that it is standing in front of the F. Which means that instead of an F, we're going to be playing a G. Or as we call it, an F double sharp. Okay, let's take a look at how that sounds. I'll play it from bar 1 so it's a bit more logical. And you probably even know the introduction of this piece. And then the third and the fourth bar exactly the same. And let's take a look at the final piece that I chose for today with a double sharp, which is the Arabesque number 1 from Debussy. If we take a look over here at the second page, we see our double sharp here and here. Okay, let's take a look at that now. So the note we're looking for is an F. So when it has a double sharp in front of it, we're going one whole tone up, one whole tone to the right, which means that we're playing the F double sharp, the G. Which means we're playing the G, the F double sharp. Let's take it from one bar before that. There we go! Now you know how to play double flats and double sharps, and you've seen some pieces of examples of double flats and double sharps. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to join our community and learn more about piano. Thank you for watching and don't forget to practice.